Space. The final frontier. These are the voyages of the starship Scooty Puff Jr. Its continuing mission? To explore strange new worlds, to seek out new ways of earning credits, and avoid crashing into stuff, to boldly go where almost everyone has gone before. Hey there, sexy PlayStation gamers, and welcome to Pure PlayStation's video review of Elite Dangerous. Elite Dangerous is a unique game on the PS4. It gives prospective starship captains their own ship and turns them loose on the entire Milky Way galaxy, and if you have the Horizons expansion, many of the planets. After hours of playing, I still have only begun to scratch the surface of what it offers, and I cannot wait to jump back into the cockpit of the Scooty Puff Jr. to keep exploring and running missions. If the idea of a ship and stars to guide her appeals to you, you should really try Elite Dangerous. The world of Elite Dangerous is literally the entire Milky Way galaxy with as much of a 1-to-1 scale as possible. Space stations range from massive structures that could house hundreds of people with heavy stellar traffic to smaller outposts with only a few spots to land. Planets are truly colossal. If you approach one at high speeds, it slowly fills your entire view with a truly inspiring sense of scale. You can explore many planets in an SRV, basically a buggy with some guns attached. You can only explore planets without an atmosphere for now, but the game is receiving regular updates with new features planned for the future. With over 400 billion stars, that leaves plenty of room for you and your group of friends to explore. And playing with others requires a PS Plus membership. Either way, you're always connected online in a persistent world. Elite Dangerous is full of incredible things to see, from nebulae to different types of stars to zipping through the debris that comprises the rings of a planet. I felt like I was stumbling across new things all the time, especially when I was just starting the game. That helps because I found the beginning of the game to be frustrating and very confusing. Elite Dangerous is more dedicated simulation, going into such minute details as varying levels of planetary gravity and how they impact your landing, than a casual jaunt with Wing Commander, and I would not recommend jumping into the game without playing through all of the tutorials. The developers realized the game is challenging for new people, and a list of tutorial videos can be accessed from the main menu as well. I went directly to their channel on YouTube and started to educate myself after being unable to reach destinations within the same solar system. I fell down a rabbit hole of videos showing me how to navigate, survive, and eventually start to make a few credits. Even with all the assigned commands, the controller works excellently. By holding the square, triangle, or circle buttons, you can display a menu of choices, and switching to different information screens on your left, right, below, and above are easily and quickly accessed once you know what to push. The only problem I had was pushing the boost button one too many times to exit a menu. Unfortunately, this happened inside a space station, turning my small craft into a battering ram. Once the initial learning curve was flattened a little, I started to be able to successfully land my ship without being shot, crashing, or being fined. Believe it or not, it can be a lot harder than it looks, but it is necessary to really experience the game. If you purchase a new component or ship, there's a rebuy cost. If you're destroyed for any reason, this replaces what you lost for only a fraction of the total cost. If you cannot afford to rebuy your ship and your components, you will lose them. So never leave home without your space visa. Once you start landing on stations, outposts, or planets, you can pick up jobs from the mission board, refuel and repair your ship, buy a new ship, or refit your ship with better items and buy goods to trade. Not all items and services are available at every stop, so try to remember where you last found that 4A FSD for sale. Finding your way around the galaxy is another adventure. You can see a flat map of the local solar system, or you can view a 3D map of the galaxy. There's a panel on the left to help you filter what you're seeing with different tabs to view and sort information. It can be a little overwhelming at first, but it is very helpful the more you use it. At least once, zoom completely out of the map and realize there are stars in the game that no one has visited. According to NASA, there are at least 500 billion discovered solar systems and growing in the Milky Way. Elite Dangerous has 400 billion of those for you to explore. It's not the unlimited amount in other games, but it's more than you're likely ever to see. The jobs you take can determine how you play the game. Do you want to smuggle illegal goods, or do you want to be a legitimate businessman? Do you want to perform kill missions and collect bounties, or be a pirate dodging every lawful citizen trying to end your profitable career? Would you prefer to take home the space bacon by transporting rich passengers on a fancy ship? All of these are valid ways to make a living, and you can even just mine an asteroid and avoid all that. You can wait in the same asteroid mining area and scan incoming ships to see if they are wanted and blast them into dust for the bounties. The game never prevents you from choosing to do anything or nothing at all. These jobs will impact your reputation on a local and galactic level with several different major powers. These reputation increases will grant you access to higher paying jobs with that faction and some different ships. Powerplay is the ultimate extension of that influence. In Powerplay, you can join one of the major powers and work towards goals to help expand its influence with specific rewards for increasing your level with that power. It really gives the players a lot of control. Missions are generated based on these goals, and you can earn a few credits by helping to reach them. It's part of the story driven by the player's idea, but there's no constant narrative in your face. Missions are not given to you by a snarky voice at the other end of a radio telling you, "Drinks will be free if you succeed." This is a game where you have to make your own fun, but you have the freedom to choose and all the tools are ready for you. With that freedom, one of the things I would like to try in the future is exploration. There is so much space to see, and you can outfit your ship for long-range jumps with a fuel scoop to ensure you never need to worry about running out and being stranded. That can happen, by the way. You can even visit our own solar system, cruise by Earth, and even encounter some alien artifacts and structures in the galaxy. The music of space is not alien. It's a symphonic and electronic sci-fi movie mix, but it was never a hard-thumping discotheque. It was mostly quiet, rising to the top during some of my travels, but never getting in the way. The graphics were pretty good, but there were a few times the frame rates dropped. It's not terrible, but it's noticeable. For larger objects like planets, you could see some textures pop in as you neared the surface, but it was never egregious. For the most part, I had many more oohs and ahs looking out my windows than ughs. On the technical side, the only real slowdown was when I was waiting for the server. The indicator would move around and finally move forward. It was never long, but expected to happen whenever you're at a base and you choose to do anything with outfitting. There are a few other things I should mention. First, there is no pause button. If my ship was blasting towards a station, I had to take out the trash or stop one of my kids from eating something off the floor. Hitting the options button did not pause the game. By the time I came back, I would have rammed the base and destroyed myself or earned a fine. If you want to fly more steadily, turn off the controller wobble. I seem to lack the basic human ability to keep a controller level, so my ship would stumble around like I had just finished half a keg by myself when I tried to land. Once I turned off the option in the extensive list of options, I was able to land successfully more often. The third item is that this game is crying out for PSVR support. It already has it on the PC, but it would look amazing on the PS4 when you turn to view various screens in your cockpit. The game is built for it, and I hope it's added in future updates. The immersion would be insane. Despite some aggravation in the beginning, Elite Dangerous has really grown on me, especially my OCD side. It takes a lot to learn, but it's worth it. The game really holds your attention, and there's always some new surprise. Jumping around the galaxy is mostly peaceful, unless you want a little action, and I look forward to seeing more. There is still so much to see. I have not even mentioned engineers to improve your ship, the ability to launch pilotable fighters from your ship, or the ability to have crew members. If you want a game that holds your hand, stay clear. If you want a little trip through space with the freedom to do mostly what you want and have a little patience, you will love what Elite Dangerous has to offer. To see more reviews and news, head on over to pureplaystation.com.